All right, so I'm back to fuck it as far as like worrying about how I look before I actually record. So, um, this what it'd be. Um, so what's important? In order not to stress myself out in the morning, um, I'm going back to just worrying about a few things instead of everything. Yesterday I said I would do my dips, my squats, my stretching, and my yoga. I did not do the yoga, but I did everything else. I got off late, and not to use that as an excuse because I still had plenty of time to do it. I just decided I didn't want to. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it tonight. But I did the other stuff. The hyperbolic stretching, I felt like if it actually works, which obviously I won't know until I do it for an extended period of time. If it works, then I think that will be super beneficial because I mean, I'm jogging every morning, so it's it's more challenging when your legs tight. So I'm really hoping that works. And that's also what's gonna ultimately force me to do yoga routines or whatever to keep my muscles loose because my back is tight. I'm leaning forward because it hurt to sit up straight. But I guess the more I do it, then the less it'll hurt because basically I'm just conditioning those muscles because I never use them because it hurt. So I lean forward. So just a lot of little stuff. But ultimately, I did end up eating late and starting my fast later than I would have liked to. But because I was eating late, I ate some fish and some vegetable lasagna. So again, try to make sure I didn't eat something super heavy. And I felt fine this morning. I did my lap. I think this was probably, and don't get me wrong, because I still have to push myself mentally more so than physically. Cause there are times it's just like, man, you already hit what you know will be effective, right? Cause I did get results doing a lot less than I'm doing now. So it's kind of always in the back of my head, like, man, you already surpassed that. You could stop. You know what I mean? You don't really got to push yourself because even if you do this, it's just about consistency. Um, so that's a challenge. But I was thinking this morning at this point when I did hit my lap, it's like now I've done it several times, so it's harder to stop. Like the more I do it, the harder it is to stop early because then it's just like I'm just copping out because it's not the fact that I can't. I'm just choosing to stop. Um, and then ultimately that's what it is every day because obviously I could still jog further than I jog, but again, it's all conditioning. So I was thinking this morning, this is like my like the end of kind of a stage in my life where there was a lack of awareness. Because the older I get and the more I experience, the more I realize, how important all the little things are. And, ultimately that's going to create what your life looks like. So I know what I want it to look like. And I don't know how long it's going to take, but that's what I'm working towards. So, like, I don't know mentally how to really describe how I feel because people throw around depression and anxiety and all this stuff. And I don't know. I don't know what I feel. More than anything, I feel disappointment in myself. I feel a little bit of, I guess, frustration that it takes some people so long to learn that, you have to you have to go through life continuously learning, versus kind of doing what you were taught to do, or just believing whatever you were taught to believe. Yeah, like you got to challenge stuff, because sometimes the way you've been doing it ain't really the right way. And you've been exposed to the right way. You just never actually acted on it or was consistent in doing it. So, what will life look like if I do that? So, it's a day-to-day thing. I don't know. Like I feel kind of crazy right now. Cause on one hand, I know it's a matter of time, but on the other hand, it's like, man, damn, I want what I want. I want my kids to be here. I want to be healthy. I want to be in shape. I want to go hoop, not be aching. I want to be able to have an efficient routine to do all of this stuff, but more importantly, allow me to be successful enough to take advantage of my free time and make the most out of it, spending it with the people that I really want to spend it with, and just being honest about that. Like, the reason I'm not is because I didn't understand how important certain things were, and then I didn't understand how insignificant other things were. But when you're taught to trip off of certain things, it's gonna have an impact, because you really believe those things are wrong. You're going to view those things in a negative light. Just the same thing as people taught to be racist. Like, yeah, they can change once they get exposed to something different. But if that's all you ever been around, that's what like, you're going to be racist until something causes you to change. Just like, somebody going to be whatever they are. Some people can be too disciplined, right? Some people can be super rigid, have no flexibility in their life, no spontaneity, no excitement, right? And then something happens that shifts their perspective. So now they're more focused on, making the most of the times they have. And it can be the opposite. Somebody can go through their life just being irresponsible and then look up one day like, I got to do better. And then, so it's just a matter of, it's not one side or the other or right or wrong. It's just figuring out what works for you, because different things work for different people. So I do believe figuring out a lot of things that work for me, and I have a lot of things to figure out, but the core stuff is what I'm focused on. So my health, like, nothing else matters if I'm not healthy and I'm not mentally healthy. I was just talking to somebody about that, like slurring or, messing up words. Like, is it something behind that? Is it just processing stuff too fast? But, I think about that because and not that it's manifested in like speech impediments or something like that, or, but there is a history of, Alzheimer's and dementia in my family. Everything I look at, my dad hair was thinning, my hair thinning, are there things that can be done to correct this? Hopefully. But that's what I'm really trying to figure out. Like, so this stage is really just like being mindful of how many small decisions actually impact the outcome. Do I need a new shower head to filter out the stuff out the water? Is it a cream I should use? You know what I mean? Is it some vitamins I should take? I don't know. But I know I don't want to lose my hair. Like, I ain't gonna look bad bald, but still, like, I don't want to be. But I ain't gonna ramble about hair. I really just am working out a routine. And I accepted yesterday that it might not be ideal to try to do all of these things in the morning. So to prioritize doing the two things that have the most impact, which are my push-ups and then my lap. So I did both of those yesterday. I challenged myself to do the rest of the stuff at night. I did 3 out of the 4 things. I'll figure out yoga. I might do it in the morning. I might do it in the evening, but I do know I need to start doing it. And it's a few other things, but I don't want to overload myself. So right now, the adjustment I'm making is morning time routine, solely focused on doing my push-ups and my lap, and then developing a discipline to create an evening routine. And if I think about it, what would be the most beneficial evening routine is to do my stretches, do my yoga, do the squats, do the dips, and then actually just do another walk to kind of decompress, listen to some more positive stuff. I do want to start back listening to this series I was listening to, Psychiana, about manifesting. Because if that shit work, like I'm willing to try whatever, you know, and what can it hurt to say some affirmations, visualize, really kind of put all of the positive energy that I can muster into an outcome that I want. Like, what could be negative about that, especially if my actions are gonna also mirror and match those intentions, right? So I'm 41. I was thinking like people peak at different times in their life, and realistically I felt like, okay, so my peak is like 45 through 60, and I say that because I still plan on being in good health, you know, but at 60, you know, my kid's grown, and it's a different type of lifestyle that I'll have at that point, because obviously adult to adult relationships between parents and kids can be completely different than an adult to a child, where you're literally trying to teach them how to live, versus support them in, you know, their choices and becoming who they want to be. But I don't want to ramble too long. It's gonna be a great month. Yesterday started off cool. I'm going to do better today, and I'm gonna just keep it going all month. And I know what I did in January, so I'm excited to see what I can do in May with the consistency, and just curious because like my best results were from basic training, but in basic training I lost 45 pounds in 9 weeks. So I'm not gonna be able to replicate the type of intense physical training I was doing at that time, right? Unintentionally, I was, you know, doing intermittent fasting at times, especially when we were in the field. And if I wasn't, I was still eating a lot healthier. So am I gonna lose 45 pounds in 9 weeks? No, but that's at one extreme, right? So 2 months, just say that's 20 pounds a month, a little bit over, right? So that's one end. And then at the other end is January, where, you know, I had a very simple routine and I just did it every day, and I lost 7.5 pounds. So somewhere between 7 and 20, that's where I feel like I'll end up in May. Now, is that 12, 13? Who knows? But that's my goal, is to find out if I'm just consistent and I do more than I was doing, but I don't sacrifice trying to add to my routine. Just make sure I am consistent every day, and that's where I'm at. It's what, May 2nd.